I recorded this at literally 3 in the morning. I had tried to go to sleep, but I couldn't. And I saw a TikTok and I jumped out of bed after reading the comments to record this. So that's your context for this video. Also, I think I'm a Kave main now. Something that'll never cease to amuse me is the fact that I go so hard for canon, right? Like, if people have headcanons that just do not align with canon, for the most part, I just keep it to myself and punch a wall in the safety of my own home. But sometimes I do talk about it on social media and I'm just so hard pressed about it. And it's like, listen, you can be delusional about whatever you want to be delusional about. I'm delusional about things all the time. But if it literally just directly, literally contradicts canon, it makes my blood boil. I've done live streams talking about them before, and some people are like, Aaron, like, calm down. And it's like, no, this is so serious. But you know what else is so funny? Because there'll be other headcanons where, like, I literally could not care less. And most of them tend to be Genshin Impact ones. There are so many headcanons that are actually canon to me that sometimes people will bring them up and I forget that they're not canon. And the most recent issue that I have had with the Genshin fandom is the whole Risley being blind headcanon. Because when the Fontaine trailer first came out, people were like, oh my gosh, Risley's blind, like just point blank period. And I was like, oh my gosh, a blind character. I hope when we play as him, the whole screen goes black, which, you know, realistically, I knew they weren't going to do that. And it would be stupid to do that. But did I think it would be mildly funny, a little amusing, get a little chuckle, a wee tee-hee? Mayhaps. Unrealistic. Then people had the headcanon that he is colorblind, and allegedly there's like some it's implied, but you know, people don't know what that word means, honestly, and they will see a rock on the floor like, you see, this is proof that the earth is actually a cube. I don't trust what people say on the internet. I don't need proof. I don't need any implications. I like the idea of Risley being colorblind. Honestly, I like the idea of any character being colorblind. Well, not any, because like I said, if it like directly contradicts a part of the string in any, but like Risley, I don't care. Whenever I think of people being colorblind, I think about one of my classmates at school that literally I only found out he was colorblind in the last conversation that we had with each other, which I think is bizarre. And then second of all, Martha from Martha Speaks. So important to me. How can you know what color the lights were if you're colorblind? I might be colorblind, but I know red's on top and green's on the bottom. Or maybe that's flipped. I don't know. All I know is yellow's in the middle. But that episode lives in my mind rent-free. Great episode. I love Martha Speaks. Great show. Another Genshin Impact headcanon that I have, that some leak showed that it's like not true, and I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely one of those where like I just forgot it wasn't like a thing. Like, I didn't know it was canon. I didn't know they ever addressed it. But Yoimiya having a prosthetic leg. In fact, I thought that was canon for a long time, just because like, what practical reason is there for you to have that on your leg? And then you remember you're playing Genshin Impact and nothing is practical. All of this to say, I just truly do not understand why people are fighting for their lives trying to be like, Risley isn't colorblind. And a lot of people, they're like, this is just blatant ableism. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I think Twitter might be right. I think TikTok's onto something here. I think they're onto something. Like, I genuinely cannot understand why you would be hard pressed over Risley being colorblind, or Yoimiya possibly only having one human leg. Don't know how that could make you mad. Maybe there's some people who are like, Kaya actually can't see out of both eyes. He just wears the eye patch for decoration. Honestly, the way I low-key want to just go and like disable all of the Genshin characters just to make people mad. Like, it's actually not that deep. It will never be that deep. Like, what's wrong with you? Nothing changes about Risley from him not being able to see certain colors on a spectrum. Nothing changes about him. Nothing about Yoimiya as a character changes by her having a prosthetic leg, other than her potentially having a gnarly story on how she lost her leg, or just being born without a leg, or potentially growing up having trouble, only having one leg, right? You know, those are like major things, but I'm talking about like in the literal plot of the story, nothing would change. Nothing would change. You know how like Scaramouche literally eradicated himself from the timeline, at least in people's memories, and nothing changed? except for me hating Hoyoverse and finally started questioning their writing decisions. That's a video for another day. I don't think I'm ever actually gonna make it, but it could be its own video because I genuinely just pretend that Scaramouche's story quest didn't happen. Or was it? I think that was actually an Archon quest. It was probably an Archon quest. Didn't happen. Hate it. Didn't happen. Never happened to. But I don't care if it's trying to be an allegory that suicide isn't the answer. I don't care. Horrible. Bad. Once again, video for another day. I pretend that Aimi Kaze from Uchi no Prince-sama is just a normal, regular civilian. I pretend that he isn't a robot, android, whatever, right? I just pretend he's a normal human because I don't like the idea of him being a robot. So I'm delusional. And just like I'm delusional about I being a robot, I'm delusional about Scaramouche never messing with Erming And I'm pretending that Risley, no matter what canon says, they could literally be like, actually, I do see red. And red's my favorite color. And I'm going to think he's talking about blue, da boo dee, da boo die. And I don't care if, I probably shouldn't say because like it's a leak, but I don't care if that leak's real. Yoimiya only has one human leg. The other is his prosthetic. And that's it. There's probably like other like silly, goofy headcanons that people like cry themselves to sleep over that I could bring up. Oh, I know. Scaramouche and Mona are dating. That's not a headcanon. That's just a straight up shit, but they're dating. And you can cry harder because I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.